What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and I got a quick question for you. Take a look at this. Can a forced stimulus check payment happen in January of 2022? Well, we're going to be discussing an article that's going to cover all the different factors as to whether or not we will see a fourth federal level check, and this is your stimulus check update. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you like to see a fourth check? I know I've seen a lot of people say they kind of felt like we were promised one before. The entire Georgia Senate runoff elections were based off of you're going to get a $2,000 check if Democrats are in control. And when they won, a lot of people felt like they kind of got shortchanged as we only got a $1,400 check, and they said, oh, it was an add-on to the $600 before. And a lot of people are saying, no, we're feeling like these are unfulfilled promises. Now, also, a lot of people have said we should get a fourth and a fifth as well. And we actually have had data released that has said that if we had 2 more checks, that it would wipe out a lot of the pandemic poverty that has been caused. And also, we've had a lot of people say that that is still not good enough. We need to have monthly reoccurring checks throughout the course of this pandemic as the Omicron variant is raging. We're having new waves. People are still getting sick, and we still need the financial support. And they're saying we had actually heard this before from Vice President Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. A lot of promises about monthly checks. And take a look at this, you guys. That petition at change.org for $2,000 monthly reoccurring checks, well, it's less than 4,000 signatures away as of today from hitting 3 million people signing it. And if you'd like to add your name, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description below so you can go sign it as well and see if we can hit 3 million on that. Now, let me know your thoughts. Should we have a fourth and a fifth monthly reoccurring? Should we not have any at all? A lot of people are saying they're very concerned right now with all of the previous stimulus going out and all the debt and inflation that we're now experiencing, which is exactly what Senator Joe Manchin is saying, the one holdout Democratic senator that is blocking the entire Build Back Better bill at this time. And in my last video, I let you know right now, President Joe Biden, his presidency has got a whole lot running on whether or not that bill gets passed. So we're going to be seeing, I'll keep you up to date on that, you guys. But let's go ahead and get you caught up on what's happening right now, the various factors for stimulus checks. And also wanted to let you know that this week, the new channel is going to be launching, Steve Ram Finance. And in this first video, I'm going to share with you something that I was told by a multimillionaire several years ago. And he said, listen, here's the secret to financial success. I'm going to tell you 3 things you need to do. And if you do these, you will have financial success. And I did everything he told me to do, and it worked. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to share this with you guys. First video right off the bat, and hopefully it's going to be helping out several other people as well. I know there's a lot of people right now struggling, and they're looking to start over entirely financially, and I hope that this is going to be really helpful for you. And if you're interested in seeing that video and joining the channel, I'm going to pin a comment down below. Just click it, go subscribe, and turn on notifications. But right now, let's get you caught up on stimulus checks. So let's dive right in, and let's start off by smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second, really helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. You can come join the Ram fam. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop onto Instagram and shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. By far, best way to get a hold of me. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest that we're hearing right now about a potential January 2022, this month, stimulus check. All right, you guys, so link in the description below to this article that came out recently that's going to be covering 4 major factors that are going to be determining whether or not we're going to be seeing a stimulus check this month. And it says, can a forced stimulus check payment happen in January of 2022? And the article says that the Omicron variant has led to a surge in cases all over the country, and many hospitals right now are feeling the strain. Additionally, as business slows over fears of infection, some economists worry that without additional stimulus aid, the progress made in the economic recovery could be at risk. As this Omicron variant is breaking all-time new highs with infections, they're saying we could slide backwards in our economic progress. Now, the first factor they're saying is, has unemployment increased? Now, listen to this. So far, the Omicron variant has not led to an increase in unemployment. The most recent unemployment claims reports showed a slight increase, but the level still remains lower than those seen before the pandemic. Some small businesses have voluntarily shut their doors as staff staff and customers become infected with the pandemic. And major private sector associations and advocacy groups, including the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Business Roundtable, have not released any comments as to whether or not stimulus should be passed. Now, the White House has argued that funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, that they should ensure that states have the resources at hand for supporting struggling businesses, workers, and families. And that is what we're seeing right now. A lot of them are finally starting to take that money that was allocated to them and pass their own stimulus packages, and in some cases, pass their own checks as well. Now, the Center for a Responsible Federal Budget has reported that around 86% of the funds from the $5.7 trillion pandemic stimulus funds have been spent or committed. So they're saying that the vast majority of it has already been used. And a lot of people are saying we're going to need more. So that means issuing more legislation. Now, we will see, but they're saying right now unemployment has not increased significantly due to the Omicron variant. Next up, what did the Fed have to say about all this? Take a look at this. Jerome Powell's stark warning. Now, in earlier December, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell voiced concern over the possibility of the pandemic and the Omicron variant that could harm the current recovery. The recent rise in pandemic cases and the emergence of the Omicron variant pose downside risks to employment and economic activity and increased uncertainty for inflation, saying that this could be increasing inflation significantly more as well. He also mentioned that a new wave could reduce the willingness of workers to re-enter the workforce or the labor force, which would slow progress in the labor market and intensify supply chain disruptions. So letting us know that things could get a little rocky here, and as a result, might we need to see more stimulus? Well, I think that's what's being implied here. Next up, have any Congress members voiced support for another round of direct payments? Now, we had heard this before from several members of Congress, but the question is, where do they stand on it right now? Take a look. So far, the answer is no. But with many members of Congress back in their districts for the holiday recess, very few are making policy announcements. As the new year approaches and the pandemic situation and its economic impacts become more clear, leaders will have more information to see what sort of response will be necessary. Should levels of unemployment quickly increase and consumer spending levels drop substantially, another direct payment could become a possibility. And so I see a lot of people say like, no, you will never get another check. This is not going to happen. Or yes, absolutely, we will. You guys, this could change at a moment's notice. We have to wait and see what's going to be unfolding with these factors. And from there, we're going to be able to determine what's going to be happening with a check. However, as the nation grapples with inflation and sudden increases in demand from stimulus checks, this could push prices even further up. So they're saying we might need checks and more stimulus, but if we do, this could even worsen the impacts of inflation. And lastly, will families receive payments for the child tax credits? Well, the Senate failed to pass the Build Back Better bill. As it stands right now, President Joe Biden is negotiating with Joe Manchin to see if they can get him to pass it this month, and this would ensure that families could continue to receive payments in those child tax credits throughout the next year. Now, families should not expect to receive a payment in January because of the way things have stalled and they haven't passed it, but they will be able to claim half of the value of the credit when they're able to file their taxes. So we're going to be seeing what unfolds with that. So if they do not pass the Build Back Better bill and there are no child tax provisions going out, well, in that case, they might decide that we need more stimulus provisions as we're still battling this pandemic, and we could potentially see checks or some other provisions to help out people in place of child tax credits. So you guys, as you can see, there are a lot of different moving parts to this, and we're going to be seeing if they all add up to another check or not. And regardless of whatever it is, I'll be sure to let you guys know here on the channel. And let me know your thoughts. Do you think that these are going to add up to another check? Do you think that we need one, but they're probably not going to do it? Or do you think that we don't need any more checks at this time? Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but I'll be sure to keep you up to date. And also, I will keep you up to date on all those state, city, and county checks and packages that are currently going out right now, so that way you know what's going on and what is available to you guys. And as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, keep an eye out for that second channel release of that new video. Hopefully it's going to be helping out a lot of people interested in growing wealth and personal finance. Also, if you like to stay up to date on everything going on here with economic news, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Totally free to do so, so why not? And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. By far, best way to get a hold of me if you want to get a hold of me directly, you guys. But with that being said, hope this reaches you well. I will catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.